Hello, good evening, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to the live stream. Tonight, I will be doing my reaction to the Outstanding Artist Season 4, Episode 4. Now, if you guys haven't been following along, I've been doing reactions to every episode of this new season. I watched all three of the previous seasons. Before and I loved them. And so now I decided, since I'm going to be watching this anyway, to share my insights with all of you. For those that don't know, I'm a professional artist. I did the whole art school thing, got the whole fancy schmancy degree in it, and been meandering my way through life with it ever since. And if you guys have been familiar with the channel, you guys have followed a lot of like my painting streams. I can't share a lot of like the stuff that I do professionally because that's all between me and the clients, but all of my own fun personal projects you guys have all got to watch, and a lot of you have been a part of. So thank you. Good evening, though. Hello, deranged lunatic. Hello, my Kay likes tacos. Oh, cool. Congratulations on that. Crouching Taylor, Hidden Swift. Hello. Comics Legend. Hello. And Holocron. Hello. Even though you aren't going to be watching this because you're fast asleep over in Germany. But can you show us your 3D work? Some of it is up there somewhere. I haven't. Oh, I still do some 3D work, but not as much now, especially since like people have obviously been using AI. But that's fine. If I do, maybe I'll if you want to, I can probably give you like a little breakdown ZBrush tutorial. But I feel like with AI nowadays, not very many people use it, and it's we can get into that, but that would be a completely different stream. In this stream, we are going to be doing a reaction to Outstanding Artist Season 4, Episode 4. Now, I saw people ask on my last stream. I always link these videos down below in the description of this live stream. So if you guys want to check it out there. Now, this live stream, they're doing something different this season, which I don't like, is where they break up the episodes into two parts. So instead of having like an hour-long episode, it's like two 30 to 40-minute episodes, which really irritate me because they cut it off in the middle, and then you have to come back next week for the end, which I get it that's great engagement bait, but I would prefer the longer, like 1 hour full episode, just like any other art show. Like, um, I think the best example I can give you, let me pull it up. If you guys ever watched Face Off, not the one with not the one with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta, not the movie. There was a TV show called Face Off, and it's like a VFX artist makeup show. And so what they did is every episode, these artists would have to compete for like the best special effects makeup. And they would do 3 challenges every episode, and at the end of the episode, they would show, their final makeup piece, and then there would be this person we think did the best, this person did the worst, and that person that did the worst is out. And they have judges and all that fun stuff. It's a great show. I actually, one of the judges, he was posting on Instagram a while ago about how like something about the anniversary of the show, and I like reshared it. I was like, oh my gosh, I love this show. It was one of my favorites. And he started following me, and I was pregnant at the time. And he said, oh, congrats on the baby. And I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. So it's a fun show. My husband, just to give you guys like a little bit, if you've never seen this show, just to give you a little bit more sorry, that was the wrong word. Oh my goodness, I can't think today. Um, just a little bit more context to it. My husband, he's like an engineer. He is completely like not artistic. Like I mean, he is artistic. He's one of those human beings that's like good at everything. But like if I said, "Hey babe, like do you want to come like watch this art show with me?" He'd say yes because he loves me, but it wouldn't be his like first thing to go and watch. And I had it on because I was cooking, and him and my stepdaughter, they were like outside playing basketball. They came inside, and they were, like, glued to the TV watching it, and she's not, like, really artsy either. Like, I say this all the time, it's like, I couldn't pay, like, my family to sit there and paint with me or sit there and draw with me. It's like, they're not interested, right? And so but they were glued to the screen watching it, and we were supposed to go out, later on that evening, and they were like, "We're not leaving till we finish this," because it was, like, the grand finale. They're like, "We're not leaving until we finish watching this." So that's how good of a show it is. So if you guys ever, have the time, go and check out Face Off. I think it's on Netflix. I'm not exactly sure what streaming platform it is. Maybe we can see, like, we'll go on Google. Let's see. Come on, load. My, oh, it's on Prime. Okay, you guys can go check it out on Prime. So and I highly recommend you do because it's great. Okay. But we are going to start watching this. This is season 4, episode 4. Link is down below in the description. And I would just like to say this is the one that's gonna be controversial because of there's cheating in it. I have a feeling somebody didn't cheat. They just didn't follow the rules exactly as they were supposed to. So that's all I have to say on it. That's my prediction for this episode. But without further ado, let's get started. Where's Anna? I'm right here. Can you guys not see me? Can you not see me? What's going on? Let me Let me just wait. Guys, put a 1 in the chat. Is everything cool? Also, for those that don't know, I was born without a tear duct, and so I had surgery when I was a kid, and because of that, it was in this eye, I don't have the tear duct, but because when they did the surgery, it was a botched surgery, they messed up this tear duct, so if you see, like, my eye is all red and you see me, like, going like this throughout the night, um, it's it's because they messed up, like, with the pressure of it, so even though this was the one that, like, was not there, that my eye would constantly link when they did the surgery and they botched it, now this one, it's like the pressure is off, so, like, just a gust of wind hitting me the wrong way, it'll make this tear duct, like, just leak all day and all night. The only thing that solves it is sometimes if I, like, take a shower, that'll, like, solve it. I don't know why. If I submerge, like, my face in, like, hot water, sometimes that helps, but I've done both of those things today and nothing has helped. So I think it's just, like, I don't know, something's something's in the air because, my tear duct is swollen, so it's leaking like crazy. So I apologize. I'm not crying. Okay, if you see me, like, going like this throughout the stream, I'm not crying, my tear duct is just inflamed. It's very annoying, but it's something I just have to deal with. Okay, let's get right into this. I'm excited. I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm excited. Volume.
In the beginning, you were quitting because you weren't sleeping well.
Oh, yeah, let me also, I watched this on, like, 1.25 speed, just a little bit faster than it actually is.
But now it's more like you'd be quitting out of embarrassment. And I think that that is less respected.
I'm not embarrassed. I'm watching the ones that did not do it the same way as anyone else.
She could have done that same painting without, it's not cheating. She just did it differently.
Previously, on The Outstanding Artist, the artists dove deep into their cityscapes and took bold risks with abstract landscapes. But as the pressure rose, so did the tension, with rumors of cheating threatening to divide the studio. Now, a mystery still life challenge awaits. After, the judges will return with feedback, giving the artists one final chance to touch up their paintings before judgment. 12 artists remain, but in the end, only one will rise above the rest to become the Outstanding Artist.
Woo!
Now these artists have to draw what is seemingly the easiest subject with what is perceived to be the most difficult subject, a fruit in hand, in just 2 hours from start to finish. But first, we have Ellie here to give the artists some advice in this upcoming challenge.
I want everybody to think back to your very first week of the mastery program. One of your very first drawing assignments was to hold the brush, draw the brush first, and then your hand around it. If you get the width of that line proportionately accurate to the length of that line, then the hand around it will also be in proportion. We will definitely be judging on proportions and accuracy, the execution of line and contour.
I hate
don't
doing
advise any
this.
kind of stylization.
I don't think
want
anyone
a
likes it.
beautiful, accurate sketch of your hand and a piece of fruit.
You'll not be able to revisit this drawing later during the freestyle time or take a picture of your subject to reference. You must complete the drawing in 2 hours. Your challenge begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
As Ellie
You always have to do this in art school. Like, I remember this we had to, like, draw our hands, like, doing different poses, and I actually like drawing hands. I feel like I'm one of the weird people. A lot of people don't like drawing hands. I'm just like, they're just a bunch of little rectangles. I mean, at least my hand is. I have freakishly large hands for a girl, so from right here to right here is 6.5 inches. I have, like I said, freakishly large hands for how small I am, and so, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of I don't know. I just figured it out, you know? There's some things, like, you might not be getting it, you might not be getting it, but I don't know. There's something, like, it just clicked, and I can draw hands, and I like drawing hands. I have a lot of fun drawing hands. A lot of people don't, and I remember I was in this class, and there was this guy, and he was just bitching for, like, 2.5 hours because we were all in the studio class, and he's just bitching and bitching and bitching, and then fast forward, like, 2 no, it must have been 2 or 3 or 4 semesters later, I'm in, like, an advanced anatomy class, and take in mind, I hadn't slept. I had pulled an all-nighter for another class, including, like, this class, and I was tired, and I am not nice when I am tired. Like, you ever seen somebody hangry? I am, like, hangry times a gazillion when I am sleepy. I am not a nice person when I am tired. So I had pulled an all-nighter, and I'm in this class, and this guy, he traced. He traced these drawings of his hands, and you can tell any artist can tell you when a drawing is traced. We look at it and we're like, "That was traced." And he had because we were supposed to do drawings of hands, right? And, I mean, you can just look at hands and you can do drawings of them. I think I did, like, pretty illustrative, and I did it with, like, colored no, it wasn't. It was like new pastel. And so I did that with a mix of like these animator pencils I really like to use. And when at least the school that I went to, based on what your major is, if like you're in illustration and you do it like a little bit more illustrative, that's okay. At least like the teacher that I had for advanced anatomy, they're like, as long as the anatomy is all right, it you want to like exaggerate it. Like one of the girls in the class, she took pictures of my freakishly long hands, and I was a lot thinner when I was in college. I think I weighed maybe 90 pounds because I wasn't eating because I couldn't afford food. It was like art supplies or food. Which one do you pick? So I was like literally skin and bones. And she took a bunch of photos of my hands and used them to do like witches' hands. And they looked great. It did. She made it look really spooky. And I was like, ooh, those are my hands. But I just remember I was so tired. And this guy who I just had a class with a few semesters ago where he bitched about drawing hands for like 2.5 hours, he's all bragging because the teacher's like, "Oh, this is really good." And anyone else could tell, the teacher knew he traced it. And he's just like, "Oh, yeah, well, like, I've never drawn hands before. Like, thank you. That's such a good compliment." Like, acting like he just did it and he was just perfect at it. And we were all supposed to give our opinion on it. And the teacher asked me, and I was like, "You've drawn hands before. I know you did because we were in Z's class 2 years ago, and you were bitching about it for hours. So I know you've drawn hands before. This is not the first time you." I was mad. I was so mad. And, I think the teacher tried not to laugh, but I had just had it. I'm like, "Listen, if you wanna be humble and, like, take the compliment because you were good at, like, tracing and rendering something, that's one thing. But when you start lying, like, 'Oh, this is the first time I've ever done something,' when half the class knows that that's not true because we all had you in a class where you were just obnoxiously bitching about this thing, like, a few semesters ago, bullshit." But anyways, that was my long drawn out tangent to say this I don't envy them at all of this. I don't like doing it, it looks like they're using, like, just graphite pencils. I would use charcoal. I would use charcoal or pastels to do this, but I think they're really focusing on accuracy, so that's why they're making them use graphite, which is oh, that's mean. That's so evil. Not really, but, oh, I my frustration is spiking at this challenge.
Billy pointed out, this challenge is designed to trip up even the most seasoned competitors. A simple still life of a fruit is one thing, but adding a hand into the mix, especially their own, takes the difficulty up a notch. And with only 2 hours to finish and no chance to touch it up later, this may not be the flashiest piece they'll create here, but it's sure to push their skills to the limit.
I'm kind of nervous. I don't usually do that kind of thing. Fruit is not my choice of subject matter usually.
hands, you either take to them or you don't. But at the end of the day, it's just shapes and lines and values and stuff as well. But also, sketching a hand with a piece of fruit for 2 hours is just so boring to me.
Yeah.
Thinking of a still life, it doesn't like give me the wow I have when painting. But I mean, it is a skill you need to have.
Right before this, I went to Florence, and while I was there, I just sat in the little town center and practiced drawing statues and practice drawing cityscapes. They're quick gesture drawings almost, but I love my skeletal. I take it on the plane with me. My husband can't move when he's a model next to me.
Mhm.
Similar to the city, the hand exercise is one of those things that does a mind game on you. As soon as they heard that, they were like,
Here,
no, not my hand. Not only are
Blend
we testing
tool.
their skills, but we're also testing their mettle, their inner strength.
Oh, I love drawing from life. I don't like drawing hands.
What Ellie said was draw the fruit first and then use the perspective of the fruit to draw the hand. And I thought, that's a great idea. That's what I'll do. And so I had this idea of I'll put 2 fingers on the side of the lemon and 2 fingers above it. And that way it will be really easy for me to get these 2 fingers. It was flawed logic because the lemon was really small, but it made my hand look massive. I did like a lot of detail, but I think it was the proportions. I did like really long fingers. I've actually got a picture of my hand next to it, and I feel like it's not too bad compared to like what I was looking at.
It was tough to concentrate and also hold a piece of fruit in your hand for 2 hours. Kept moving, but I was also just like, by the end of it, I was not interested.
The difficult thing about a hand is if you get one thing even slightly off, everybody sees it.
It's the kind of detail that turns a simple drawing into one of the toughest challenges of the season. And for so many artists, it's a real battle to pull off. Drawing hands were part of the earliest lessons in the mastery program. And with so much focus now,
My God, all of their pencils are driving me crazy. Oh my God, that just uh, okay. So there's a trick to sharpening your pencil. If you're gonna have, I wouldn't use graphite for this. For whatever reason, they're using graphite. I mean, even a charcoal pencil would be better, or they make graphite pencils where the entire thing is graphite. And I just realized I promised you guys that I was gonna show you that painting that I mentioned last stream, and I just realized I forgot about it. But I I will make an attempt to find it before the stream is over. I really thought it was over here. I don't know. I will find it. Maybe I'll find it. But I would recommend they make pencils. Let's see. Let's do I got these for my stepdaughter a while back. I don't like using graphite. I'm not a graphite person. Okay, here we go. So this is $1 at Blick. So see this entire thing, there's no wood on it. It's literally just the graphite, and you can use sandpaper to sharpen it down. I was taught this other technique where you get an X-Acto knife and you shave it off and then you sharpen it like that. It'll change your life. But oh my God, doing 2 hours of just graphite oh my God. I mean, I can do it. I just wouldn't want to do it. Like this is just frustrating. Even like a pen, like a brush pen, I would prefer to do this challenge in versus a graphite pencil. No way.
now on their own unique styles, some artists have never circled back to the basics.
I had no idea that drawing would be such a big part. The hand with the fruits, I lost my pose in 5 minutes. Ugh, that's why I don't like drawing.
Practicing and preparing for the outstanding artist, I wanted to do some drawings. Every time I thought, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. The whole spark for drawing is gone. I would not do it for fun anymore. I'd rather paint than draw.
Had I known we were going to draw hands, I would have been practicing drawing hands. Now, should I have been doing it? I guess I should have, but I didn't think of it. So
I did not have time to practice anything. I didn't come here thinking, gosh, I need to nail it like the first phase. I need to be the best. I predicted Alexis, I predicted Ellis. Like I knew they were going to be great. I've always seen it in them. Alexis was my student, for God's sake. I know she's better than me skill wise, but I think it's going to be so interesting to see when we're going to be showing our styles and showing creativity. And I don't know what it's going to be.
Well, there you go. That one was turning out. Now, I said this before. For those like I can't remember what show I was on, but somebody was asking like, "Oh, how can you tell whose painting is whose?" And it's like, "Well, can you tell your mom's handwriting from your dad's?" You know, like, you can look at somebody's handwriting and tell whose handwriting it is. It's like, you can tell somebody's style in drawing. Like, you just lay it all out. You don't even have to know the person's name to know, like, "Oh, that's that person's painting, that's that person's drawing." So, when it comes to, like, the blind judging, I don't think that that's I mean, they said they do a live stream after the fact, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, the judges guessed wrong," and I'm like, I don't know, maybe if they're just not familiar with all these ladies' work, then I can see where, like, they could get it confused, but, like, watching it, I don't have to at least for some of them, the ones whose, like, personas because they're all characters, you know? Um, I could guess whose, it is, like, the Scottish chick, it's like, "Oh, yeah, that's her drawing, that's her painting," it's like, that's her signature, you know? But, that lemon one that was cut in half looked really nice.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pencils down.
My hand was terrible. I'm so embarrassed by the hand. I really am. I am a much
let's
better
see 'em.
sketcher than that
No.
shows.
Maybe next time I would step back a lot more, try
See,
and
look
measure a little bit more. But it was tricky because we didn't have a picture.
that looks
Yeah,
nice
yeah,
for 2 hours.
that was tough. I didn't like that one.
No more of that, please, Jake. No more. No more.
Hands are notoriously difficult to draw, and with such a short time limit, it's no surprise many of the artists found this challenge frustrating. When you're
Okay, so if you saw in the interview portion, they have those, like, little posable hands. So, your hands are honestly just a bunch of rectangles, and I actually think that it would benefit anyone if they took like, an industrial design class because that's literally all you're doing is drawing cubes, spheres, and pyramids. That's it, just cubes, spheres, spheres, and pyramids. I had this friend in college, he now designs the shoes for Under Armour, so he's one of the main Under Armour designers, and everybody we just nicknamed him Cube because all he would do is sit in his dorm room for hours and just draw cubes because you need to do that, and he was really, really freaking good. He can draw anything now. Like, you was like, "Hey, draw me a Bugatti." He's like, because it's just all basic shapes. So, when you're drawing a hand, I mean, it's kind of just laid out for you. Like, "Look, here's a rectangle, and all of our joints are spheres." So, if you wanna draw something like that, you just have to know how to draw the rectangle in perspective. And you're looking at it so you can see the perspective, and then after you add all the round parts. So, it's not as difficult as you would think, you just have to get that moment of, like, clarity where you're like, "Oh, I get it," you know?
locked into one position for 2 hours, even a small early decision, like choosing an awkward grip, can derail the entire drawing. Take Haley, for example. The positioning of her hand leaves no room for proportional error, and because the scale between the lemon and the hand is slightly off, the thumb and fingers now feel too large for the palm they belong to. Compare that to Ellie B, who chose a much more neutral grip. It may look simpler, but it allowed her to focus on accurate foreshortening, giving the drawing a convincing sense of depth. A smart choice under tight time constraints. Stephanie's setup worked in her favor as well. With the banana peel obscuring parts of her hand, she was able to
Um, this is a bit of a I'm sorry, I have an adult mindset, and it went right there.
simplify the anatomy and direct her attention to proportions, edges, and fine detail. Another example of a strong choice. With the challenge complete, only freestyle time remains before scoring. But first, the judges are making a visit. Our judges are stepping in to deliver a blind critique of last episode's 2 challenges, the oil cityscape and the acrylic abstract landscape, offering these artists much needed feedback before freestyle time. The judges don't know who painted what, they only see the source and the canvas. First, we'll hear their thoughts on the abstract landscapes.
This one feels the most abstract. I feel like though it's a little left side heavy, I would want something on the right, maybe in the foreground or maybe in the sky.
I really love these patterns and marks and things that are happening. And I think that would be cool to push a little bit farther and like layer some areas.
I really love the texture, loving all the color. I feel like it needs a little bit more neutrals though, because it's really colorful right now. And I feel maybe like some glazing in acrylic would bring more depth in.
I think you could also abstract the flowers even more, like disrupt a little bit with the florals in the foreground, give it some more expressive texture over that. They've started out with some good depth. Like my eye goes straight back, feels like too much in the center at the moment. With the lily pads, I think it'd be cool to like loosen those up more, maybe as they come forward, or just some more variation.
I feel like they've definitely got the abstraction and texture and everything happening. The value is all very similar in the foreground, so I would want to shift that a little bit and maybe soften the sky in the background.
I feel like all three have that abstract element. The one in the middle, I think, has it the best in terms of the mixture of abstract at the top in the sky is really beautifully done.
Maybe some softness could be brought to this one on the far left. It feels like as it moves up, it'd be really nice to soften those really bold palette knife marks.
And the one on the right, it needs more abstraction in my opinion. Not fully realistic, but like it's getting really realistic.
I would add a little more abstraction, but I love the color story is so different. The composition's really interesting and dynamic.
I'm definitely partial to like those peachy pink and deep red, but I love how they've balanced it with the greens. I think it's really beautifully done.
I feel like this one is really expressive for sure. I love everything that's happening in there. I'm looking forward to see like how it all tied together though.
Up next are the oil cityscapes, a challenge that could definitely use some feedback from our judges.
It totally works even in this like undeveloped sort of abstract stage. My only concern is I don't know why, but the lower sort of lights feel really low, almost like a short person has to live in the city. Maybe lift that light on the left side up a little bit or blur it out so we don't notice it.
I really love what's going on. I feel like there's going to be a lot of greenery, flowers, and I'm looking forward to see that.
I really like the colors happening in this one. My eye definitely is drawn back through that pathway. I do wish there was a little bit more detail on this left side.
First thing they need to do is like reiterate those darks. The way it's supposed to be is everything's dark enough, so all you have to really do is put a few midtones and mostly highlights. And I don't feel like it's ready for that.
These windows at the bottom right don't also look like they're on the right line. On the left, it's all, coming out. I just feel like that might need a tweak as well.
I think the darks look good. It's a really interesting like pathway and perspective.
I think some of the lines still need to be adjusted. It needs some straight edge tool. The roll, the end of it, I feel like needs to be toned down a little. It's just like a triangle. The sun being right in the middle. Maybe at this stage you can still change it and maybe have it in more of a like behind a building, having that glow. But I feel like where it is right now, it doesn't quite works.
It could go either way. I feel like this could either bomb or be great.
There's so many lines and details. I love the perspective though. Like the whole scene is really beautiful and it's really well done. Like the building in the front here, coming along so well, the flowers, the lamp.
Such a gorgeous, moody vibe. I really love where it's going. They've pulled those dark values out and it's really got lots of variation going on.
I love the glow happening over here with the vibrant colors, but this one also feels like there's not enough darks. There needs to be more depth.
I love that red building. Overall, it does have a squatty, weighted feel towards the bottom. I just want to like lift everything up. I don't know what's going to happen in the sky to make that more integrated.
Since the hand and fruit still life was completed in just one sitting, the judges won't be critiquing that piece today. Instead, they'll offer one final round of insight before the artists dive into their last 5 hours, the crucial stretch to refine their oil cityscapes and abstract landscapes.
I think you guys have done an amazing job. I also struggled with the cityscape when I was in the mastery program. It was one of the most challenging for me. Time management, I think, is really important. Looking again at composition and really considering like with the time that you have, how to use that best.
Push yourselves as much as possible, but also know when to hold back and like really step back from it. You've got extra time to finish them.
I think some of you need to go bolder and I encourage you to do it. And I know it's scary sometimes, but I think it will pay it off in the end and you can always refine things, adjust yourself.
The level of work in this round is better than the last round. You seem to have gotten rid of your jitters and you're coming more into your true skills and ability that we know. My advice on the landscapes overall is to go more abstract. They're all leaning a bit too realistic, except for a few exceptions that we mentioned. I think on the cities, we did mention in most of them problem areas, which is normal at this stage. It happens to me too. Like my paintings in the beginning have areas that are off. It just means that you got to really care for that area that we mentioned and make sure it's not still there in the end and that you find a solution.
Finding a solution is exactly what these artists need if they want to see their name climb in the rankings. Their scores from the cityscape, landscape, and still life challenges will soon be added to their totals. Take a good look at this leaderboard now, because by the end of this episode, it could look completely different.
Dun, 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 dun.
So these artists just got critique and feedback from all the judges. They know exactly what to do to fix their paintings, and now they have to get as far as they possibly can in this freestyle time. Artists, are you ready? The next part of your challenge begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
This is it. One final chance to make these paintings count. Welcome to freestyle time. The artists have 4 hours today, plus one more bonus hour tomorrow, to make any changes or adjustments to their cityscapes and their abstract landscapes. After hearing the judges' feedback, they know exactly what needs to happen if they want to secure their spot. Will these paintings come together or fall apart under pressure? After this episode, only 3 challenges will remain before the elimination, where 6 artists will be sent home, ending their chance to become the outstanding artist. Now's the time to dig deep and make sure these paintings become their absolute best.
I've come a long way. Halfway.
Where's the cheating? I haven't seen anything yet. Oh, see, this is what I was talking about earlier. See the little hand model. See, it's just a bunch of little rectangles. See that? Um, there'll be robots doing art competitions. I hope not.
Way around the world. It does feel like a win either way because it's been a great time, but there's so much great stuff coming in the second half. So I think anyone's going to feel really bummed about missing it.
Emotions are high in a sense because half are going home soon. And that's a lot. That is a big cut.
The gap has narrowed so much. Like nothing's guaranteed for anyone right now. And even though I'm number 1 last week, next week I could be number 7 very easily.
With the pressure of elimination weighing on them, the artists now turn their attention to how to best use their freestyle time. Each one has the judges' feedback in mind, and every decision they make is about proving they deserve a spot in the top 6.
I had a lot of work to do. I needed one of the buildings to be refined because the buildings aren't refined, but the little fruit is, then it's not going to feel too much like a city. I do feel a little bit of pressure that I need to make sure everything I do from here on is as best as it possibly can be, or else I won't be able to continue on.
I made my source and I followed it. There are some good parts, and I usually don't like, oh, I give up, like drama queen. I know I need to figure out how to fix it, like any other painting. It's just ugly right now.
Really nervous going into it, but I think that I'm doing okay. I think I blocked out things fairly well. I just need to double check everything and beat the clock. For me, I just want to really enjoy the process and enjoy the outcome of it. I had a lot of rough starts, and it's like, hey, this is kind of stuff.
Given the stress of this moment, we step aside and let the artists settle in, painting with only the cameras to watch, almost like they would at home. But by the end of the first 4-hour stretch, cracks begin to show, and not everyone is finding their way forward. We took the chance to check in with a few of them.
How are you doing?
Not good.
Not good.
No. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to cover over these rails, but I didn't get the water how I should have in the first layers. As long as this dries by tomorrow, it'll work.
Mhm.
For the last hour.
You can do it.
Okay.
You can.
Okay.
I had to do a lot of reconstruction. I don't know what happened with my perspective, but when I was standing back and they were judging it, I was like, whoa. But I think I fixed most of it anyway.
How are you doing over here?
I'm doing all right. Hanging in and hanging on.
You totally changed this. I think you made it a lot better.
Well, I got rid of the sun, but I have these reflections, so I'm going to try to scumble in light here, maybe some clouds, although I can't even believe I didn't realize that everything was in the middle because it was a city. And I was like, oh my God, there's no way I could get into the building. There's no way I could do that.
Okay. How are you feeling?
Running out of time. I think I just wanted to test myself, see if I can make a good painting without this white space. And it didn't happen.
And as today's 4 hours come to a close, even more doubts begin to creep in.
I want the lights to really glow, but how do you do that without being able to do all the layers for glowing and let it dry? And so I was really getting lost in those glowing lights. Then there was 20 minutes left and I hadn't done anything else. I don't know if that's possible to do a cityscape in 1 hour.
I've been so sort of riding the wave of happiness, and then it all kind of sometimes sits with you and wait, what am I doing here?
And those words echo louder for Len, who's once again struggling with the urge to leave the competition behind.
I don't feel like this is good for my image as an artist, producing crappy work over and over. So I kind of feel like, what's the point?
I think it is worse for your image to quit.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
I think quitters are not respected. In the beginning, it was like you were quitting because you weren't sleeping well, but now it's more like you'd be quitting out of embarrassment, and I think that is less respectable.
I'm not embarrassed. So let's make this straight. I am not embarrassed. I am proud of, I'm really happy with my city painting. I started looking at that abstract and I was just, I was like, it's not in my wheelhouse.
We all want you to stay.
Okay.
As we return for the next day of filming, Len has agreed to see this challenge through, though she's uncertain if she'll remain in the competition beyond it. Now, with just one final hour on the clock, the artists must bring their paintings across the finish line. But for the
It's like, why would you travel all this way and go and like do this? Like, if you weren't gonna, like, the one girl that she crashed like the ATV and like smashed herself. Like, I understand you're in physical pain, like that'd be a reason to like quit, but I don't know, like just because you're not feeling it. I don't know.
others, Len's doubts are familiar, a reflection of how intense, high pressure, and humbling this competition can be.
After the first night, I was like, gosh, this could get really discouraging. No result from judging determines who we are as artists or who we are as people.
If I go out, you're in a room filled with so many talented artists. It's not that you're not good or that somebody else is better than you. We just have different styles. We have different approaches to painting. That doesn't mean it's good or bad. It just means you stand out.
There's no telling. There's no telling in this game, I don't think.
It's like a
One
hummingbird
painting
thing.
could just take you through, even if one's not so good. It's the mathematics of it all, isn't it?
Unlike other competitions, the judging doesn't start fresh. With each new challenge, the scores add up, creating a running total that determines who rises and who falls. A big win can create the momentum an artist needs to rise to the top 6, but a single mistake can snowball quickly. Being down doesn't mean you're out. One high score in any challenge can change everything and put an artist back in the running. But even with so much on the line, the competitions remain surprisingly supportive, with the artists encouraging one another as much as they push themselves.
I'm making friends for life. I really get along super well with Rita. She's such a cutie. Lisa is so much fun. She's hilarious.
I love sitting next to Ellis because
That shed is like a zoo. Listen, animals flock to me. I don't know why. They just find me.
she's just so good. And watching her, the way that she can scrape paint on, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I should go dry mine and not smear it. And I think it's pushing us to all be better.
We've got a really nice, peaceful house. Everybody's cool. But, you know, put 12 women in a space together day in and day out, and people are going to get annoyed at other people. It happens, but so far, so good.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brushes down. Wow.
I'm feeling good. I'm really happy about my paintings that I did. So I feel like I got my groove back.
I was more unsure where I would stand. I think everyone's was so good and but also different. So I had no idea what would be high, what would be low. Things can change so quickly.
No matter what, though, there's going to be some form of turmoil after results.
I want to know who cheated.
The artists just finished their next round of masterpieces. Now it's time for the judges to rank these paintings against each other.
I have a gut feeling this isn't going to go well for me today.
I felt pretty good after the critique yesterday, but the voice in my head, just my own critique, was telling me otherwise. And, you know, it's so hard. Everybody's so good.
I want to be here as long as I can be, so I just have to paint for it.
The oil cityscape is the ultimate test of learning to see like an artist. A city isn't just a simple skyline. It's a jumble of shapes, angles, geometry, and tiny details, all packaged within 1-point, 2-point, or 3-point perspective. To paint a strong cityscape, an artist has to resist getting overwhelmed and break down the scene into its simplest big shapes, then begin to render it out until choosing which details to focus on. One wrong angle and the perspective will be off, and the entire illusion falls apart. But cityscapes are not as difficult as they seem if the artist understands perspective and can stay confident. Though, the tiny details of a city can get confusing, like windows, balconies, or the shapes of each building interrupting another. The best strategy was to accurately represent the most important lines, shapes, and angles, and then fill in the details only where you want the eye to look, while leaving some areas more obscure so they melt back into the distance. Now we'll see who rose to the challenge and brought their cities to life.
Let's look at this. I'll try to make it bigger for all of you. Here, I'll make myself smaller. Okay. Oh no, that cuts off that one. Where's the little thingy? Here we go. Okay. Okay, so based on like just looking at the colors, like obviously I think these two stand out the most for me. This one's very cute and whimsical. the pastels and like, I feel like these 2 used the same color palette, like F and J. They look like they were using, like, one mixture of paint and just sharing back and forth. Um, this one, I feel like this one stands out the most compared to them, like, it's, like, very clearly a rainy day in the city, which living in San Francisco as long as I did, I'm like, "Oh, I've seen this." Like, I've lived this day many times. It's very familiar to me. As far as which one okay. I don't think I particularly have a favorite, but I'm like, if I had to hang one of these up in my home, I don't know, like, none of these really go with my vibe of my, like, home decor, but if I had to, like, purchase one of these, I would need to see it in person, but I don't know, it would be between D and K, just because it's like K seems kind of magical, but D, I really like the colors. I think I just, like, vibe with this chick's art, I really like it, like, the bird, that crow that she painted was really, really nice. Um Yeah, this lady, I'm really glad she fixed it because the colors are so much better, and, I don't know, I feel like if F had H's color palette, it could have won, or it to me, it could have won for me, but I don't know, a lot of these also are, like, wide, so this painting is cut off. A lot of these paintings, I don't think most of them were vertical, even K was a horizontal painting, not a vertical, so some of these are cut off, but if I had to pick my top 3, it would be A, D, H, and then K gets an honorable mention. I really liked the concept for E, but I feel like I don't know, maybe I just like these other color palettes better. I feel like if the colors, maybe even if, like, I don't know, if E and A had the same color palette. I don't know, I feel like E could have been better or stronger with a better color palette, in my opinion. Um, I like H's light actually looks like light. It does, but I wanna know who cheated. They made this big thing about it getting cheated. Uh, H, you like H? Okay, I'd go with C. C or D. Yeah, C's fun. I feel like, though, there's no, atmospheric perspective in it, so things should get lighter as it gets, further away from us. Okay, let's see. I like E, C, D, and H. Okay, okay. H is my favorite. Everybody seems to like H. Okay, so let's see what the judges, think.
What do you guys think about E?
I put it at the top because they took a massive risk and I feel like it paid off.
I think they did a good job with perspective in the building, so I have it near the top as well.
The reason I put it at the bottom is it's dark, it's heavy, and if you are going to take a risk and do something as an outlier, you really do have to pull it off. B's not my favorite because of the color and the drabness of it and how technical it was done, but I think it's harder to pull off than a big giant face cropped weird and only a city in a very small area.
For me, it was low, but it wasn't at the very bottom. The cropping thing still kind of bothers me. I think it needed to go farther.
Well, I did score this one low. It was just missing an extra level of texture or something. Like it just felt a little flat to me.
That was towards the top for me because I really enjoyed the color palette. I think they placed those bricks in a great place for focal point, and my eye moves through the piece like pretty effortlessly. Overall, I think it's really strong.
I think the light could have been better if they had really lit up the street and moved your eye around with light, but I just fell in love with the color of the greens up at the top left, contrasting with that terracotta, and it's just easy on the eyes. It's like something you would put in your house and enjoy.
H is my favorite, actually. The glow is just so beautiful.
And the light and the quality of the work and the time constraint is all there. So that's why I put it in second place.
I is my least favorite. There's kind of a focal point, but not really. It's like your eyes don't want to go in one spot, really. That's why I had it low.
I'm surprised nobody did Chinatown.
My lowest.
Or-
It feels a little bit clunky.
I'm surprised nobody did Chinatown. I feel like Chinatown would have been, really fun to paint.
And unrefined. Even some of like the buildings in the back, I think they needed to be more straight.
I chose K as my top one. I like the looseness of it, but the accuracy.
And it's like really alive. The colors feel like they've done warm and cool really well. I really love all the variety that they did as well. Like there's lots of different methods that they've used with applying paint. That was my second to top.
D is absolutely growing on me.
The clock looked really good with like the abstraction going down, the palette knife.
All that variety.
Yeah, it's just so pretty.
That gold yellow part in the middle, I keep landing there and it's like almost exactly in the middle. But I do appreciate a lot of things about it. I feel like I'm really being drawn in to the scene.
Same for A. It wasn't one of my favorite, but I really did appreciate like the texture.
This was really difficult.
Yeah, this was super hard.
This round proved just how high the bar has been set. Every cityscape showed real strength, making placement incredibly difficult. Ultimately, though, accurate perspective, visual flow, and purposeful lighting made all the difference. Now the judges turn to Challenge 5, the abstract landscapes.
If you do one bad piece, then it can really sort of bring you down.
The acrylic abstract landscape might look free and expressive, but it's actually testing one of the hardest skills to master. Abstraction demands that the artist let go of literal representation and paint what a landscape feels like, not just what it looks like. It's a true test of self-expression mixed with interpretation of form. Every mark, every color choice, every texture becomes a reflection of the artist's own voice, but must also represent the illusion of a believable landscape. An abstract landscape has to walk a thin line between realism and imagination. Tilt too far towards realism and it loses its energy. Push too hard into abstraction and the viewer loses the sense of depth and place. And when that balance is off, you can tell immediately. This challenge forces the artist to trust their instincts and let the elements of art do the storytelling. Learning abstraction is essential for any artist because it teaches confidence, clarity, and how to say more with less. Let's see who struck that perfect balance and created a landscape that's both beautiful and believable.
Who put what at the bottom?
I have A at
Okay, hold on. Okay. Huh. Let's look at these. L looks really nice. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I really like L. H is actually pretty, like all the blues in here. That one's pretty as well. I think J is my least favorite. I'm not really a big fan of like the colors. It's like listen, I'm not trying to be mean. These colors just remind me of my daughter's diapers. I've been changing a lot of diapers, and these like greens in particular, when they get the diarrheas, it can turn that color. And the dripping and everything. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Like if this was a different color palette, it would look much better in my opinion. Okay, let's Okay, I guess, I really like all of them except for A and J. I think those are the only 2 that I don't particularly like, maybe even E. So, like, A, E, and J, I don't particularly care for. A, like, the color or this big flower in the front, I don't like those flowers, so I'm just, like, not you know, inclined to them. This one, yeah, I'm not a really big fan of the color palette either. So it's like E and J, I just don't care for the color palettes. If it was a different color palette, I'd probably like it. But yeah, overall, even like C, I kind of wish it had a different color palette. Like if C and H switched color palettes, I think I would like C the best. But right now, I like the color palette of H and L, I think are mine. Let me see what do you C, D, or H. So C, D, or H. Yeah. My top picks are K, L, F, and I. Yeah. Yeah. I think all of them are really, really good. It's just I don't know. I think some of the color palettes are just off to me. That's just my personal opinion. Excuse me, I'm getting hiccups.
And created a landscape that's both beautiful and believable.
Who put what at the bottom?
I have A at the bottom.
So dark in the front and it feels unfinished. And
Compositionally, it's just not working. I struggled between A and B. Both have serious problems, but at least the color palette in B works a lot better than the color palette in A. And I think color is really important. I'd probably get out some lighter tones, up some highlights, and then it would be good. Whereas A needs complete reconstructive surgery.
I have B at like 10.
What?
I love the sky area. I love how they did the abstraction and your eyes go straight like to the focal point.
it looks like it got really dark and really muddy. The foreground is what I couldn't get past. Yeah.
Yeah, it just looks very unfinished.
What did you guys rate H at?
I have that as third worst.
Me too.
That was my lowest one.
H is in the middle for me.
I love that they went expressive, but it almost feels too calculated. Like they were so careful about how they were being expressive that it doesn't feel organic.
I just feel like it needs just a little bit more to soften some of it, to integrate it more.
So, what were your top ones? I chose C. I fell in love with it at the critique, really got improved. I think the sky didn't, but overall, I really love it, mostly for the color.
But the palm tree area feels unfinished. And if they just would have brought over some lighter values, it would have just like brought it all together.
My favorite is L.
Oh, also my favorite.
It just feels effortless and really skillful to me. I love that really vibrant lilac with the orange. I love the balance of lights and darks and midtones.
I think the light quality is excellent. The use of the color to create the
The problem with judging by color palette is it's so subjective. 100%. That's why I don't like art competitions. Like I don't enter them because I don't like that. It's 100% based off of what the person likes and dislikes. So it's not based off of skill. It's literally, "Oh, I get this feeling from this one." I mean, look, I just did it. You all just did it when we all looked at all of them. So, as much as I like watching these shows, I don't think any artist should take any of this to heart because it's like what somebody is whatever somebody's least favorite is, it could also be somebody's absolute favorite. So, I don't think any of these women should take any of this personally. Mm. Hannah, the restless feet. Sorry. It's like I'm thirsty and I finished my water.
glow, but to me, it feels like an acrylic painting.
Arch-
I think it's the harsh edges. Whereas if you look at like C's edge work, it's just thicker, juicier paint that's not watered down so much.
I actually have J as my favorite. It's beautiful balance between realism and abstraction. I just love the foreground.
See, my least favorite one because of the colors is that girl's favorite. See what I just said?
I love how the focal point is strong. They did a good job on the reflection. It's really well done.
In this challenge, color carried the weight of abstraction. The strongest pieces used bold palettes that stayed clean, never muddy, while still holding on to a recognizable sense of place. Next up, the judges shift their focus to challenge 6, the still life drawing.
I sketched my hand too small. I ran out of time for some values and things. I hated that. That was my least favorite thus far. I knew this was going to be my toughest challenge with a drawing.
It was a stressful project.
Drawing from life is one of the hardest skills in art. Unlike working from a photograph or a source where the values, angles, and shadows are already 2D and unmoving, drawing from life means your subject is always shifting, even if just slightly. And that demands a sharper eye and much more patience. This challenge pushes that difficulty even further. Each artist had to use their own hand to hold the fruit, which limits their control and forces them to maintain the same pose for nearly 2 hours. If they didn't start off in a comfortable, stable position, the cramps set in fast. And if the light shifted or their angles changed even a little bit, the drawing could be entirely thrown off unless the artist adapted. Hands are notoriously unforgiving. Everybody knows immediately when a hand looks wrong. The proportions, the knuckles, the curve of each finger, there's no hiding mistakes. This challenge tests endurance, a sharp eye, and the artist's ability to translate a living, shifting subject onto a flat page. Let's find out who held steady and brought their still life to fruition.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh, I feel so bad for them because I know that this challenge sucks. Okay. F. I don't know. That slice is really small, but oh my god. Okay. L. Um. L, J, I. The proportions are very off. Even K. I think the fact that she included her tattoo did not help her because that dark shadow cutting into it, it throws it off. Um, like even H looks off. Oh my god. I feel so bad because again, I know that this is hell. Absolute hell to do. Oh my god, E. Oh, I feel so bad. Um, yeah, F is the only one that I'm like buying that doesn't look completely thrown off to me. C looks very illustrative, but maybe this is where the cheating comes in because in my opinion, if I was one of the other girls and I saw that, I'd be like, "Oh, that's clever," but, like, she's hiding her hand, and the challenge was to draw the hand, and she hid it. So, my instinct would just be like, "Okay, I'm not going off of C because it's covering up your hand," and the challenge was to draw your hand. Maybe this is where we finally get to find out if what the cheating was. Um, but yeah, if anything, F and K, even though K does have a lot of problems, I would say those are close to being accurate. D, maybe, but I would've she shouldn't have had this smudge in the background. I think that takes away from it. Russell Hall, thank you for the 2. I wonder if they could draw oh my god, Russell, that would be funny. But the challenge, Russell, for this is they had to there's a bunch of fruit in a bowl, and they had to pick a fruit and then hold it and draw it like that for 2 hours. Mm.
The ones that I do
Which one do you guys like? Um, C hit all the fingers. I know, I think, like, you know, G is good. It's okay. F, yeah.
you think did really well are K and J, I think are both at the top.
I personally think D is also at the top. Like there's a lot of foreshortening going on there, and the level of fine shading and everything that they've done, like even with tackling the background, they've done lots of variation there. I felt like that one has the most realism and depth.
The foreshortening is so hard to do with fingers. That is so challenging.
I felt like C had foreshortening. The bananas.
Yeah, I also
have
put
that
that one
one
pretty high. Me too.
I have S as my favorite. I feel like the proportion are on point. There's good values, good details.
K for me is the top because there's so much amazing detail and accuracy, great values, so much depth. That one really stands out to me.
I got the darks really dark, which is hard to do with graphite.
This challenge came down to accuracy. From proportion and foreshortening to shading and fine detail, the judges looked for realism at every level, and that was what ultimately decided their rankings. With judging now complete, it's time to share the results with the artists. I know that every single painting in here was excellent. Like, you guys all did a really amazing job. Some of the paintings were polarizing. Some of them the judges completely agreed on, and some of them had completely opposite reactions. So the best drawing of this episode goes to Stephanie.
I'm comfortable with drawing. I love to draw, so that one's less of a stress for me.
The best abstract landscape goes to Bree.
My least favorite one. Russell, thank you for the 2. This is why you shouldn't vote. Okay, Russell.
It's been fun, but difficult at the same time. When you have a strong, positive mindset, things can really change for you.
See, and that was my least favorite one, and that one won. So it's all completely subjective.
If you keep pushing through it.
And the person with the top oil painting, the best city, goes to Stephanie again.
I think I'm still in a little bit of shock. It's very stiff competition and everybody's so good. It definitely is.
You guys all like this one.
And with that, I'm going to announce the rankings for this episode. Surprise, surprise, coming in first place this episode, Stephanie.
Good job.
And in second place this episode is Bree. Coming in third place is Jody. And in fourth place is Ellie B.
The lady that was at the
proud
bottom.
of what I did, whereas like the first episode, I definitely felt like it wasn't fully me.
Tied for fifth place, Rita and Haley. In seventh place, Lisa. In eighth, Alexis.
She won last
And in
time.
ninth, Ellis.
I thought I would score higher, at least because my painting is finished to the point I wanted.
10th place, Linda.
I don't like drawing hands. I mean, nobody likes drawing hands. And that tanked me. I was second in the acrylic.
And 11th, we have Len. And in 12th place is Bianca.
I hadn't expected to end the very, very bottom. This is the best I can do.
With challenges 4, 5, and 6 now scored, it's time to add the awarded points to the leaderboard. The scores from all 6 challenges we've seen so far are totaled together to determine each artist's overall ranking in the competition. Overall in first,
though it hasn't changed, is still Alexis. But next, Stephanie. And after Stephanie, it's Bree.
I'm in third now, and I was in eighth last week. And so going into next week is really no different. I feel like I need to tell myself I'm still in eighth place to not let myself slip or give up.
A year ago at this time, I hadn't even started portfolio. And now I'm first place on Outstanding Artist. And that's amazing.
I just have to be confident I could be back to number 7 the next episode.
Where was the cheating? They didn't even address that. Come on. The whole episode was like cheating. Nothing gets brought up. Nobody even mentioned cheating. Oh my gosh. Bait and switch. They got a couple minutes left. Let's see. Russell, thank you for the super chat. It says repeal the #repeal the 19th. Oh my gosh, Russell, disavow.
And not continue on easily.
The leaderboard is shifting quickly, and now in 4th place, Rita. In 5th, Haley. In 6th, Ellis. And in 7th, Lisa. In 8th place, Jody. 9th place goes to Linda. 10th place is shared by Bianca and Eleanor. And in 12th place, Len.
Bree was number 8, and she's shot all the way up, so it can sort of change really, really quickly.
These are the results so far, and you like her, you lump it.
Just a few more days. Tomorrow's monster portrait. Now, pretty good at portrait, so hopefully I can bang this out.
At this point, I've kind of just going to do my best and try to find a really good source, and that's all I can do.
As you guys saw, there was a lot of movement. I hope you guys bring your A game this next episode because it's portraits. I think that it's going to be a really close call. My heart is pounding. I am so excited for all of you, and I really believe each one of you has what it takes.
The official results are in, and Stephanie's riding high on her win. But the rest of the artists seem uneasy. There's a lingering question going around the studio about how fair the final result really was.
I'm eyeballing my own, but I'm also watching the ones that won that did not do it the same way as anyone else in the challenge.
You know what really is bothering me is that she could done that same painting, what she did without, it's not cheating. She just did it differently. Let's call it that.
Well, why would I even like do all the glazed on white buildings, which I have to like overpaint after that? Would have saved me lots of time.
Yeah, it's not there. Where's Nero right now? Is he in the bathroom?
I just want to. You guys should look at footage of her painting.
Next
Oh,
time,
no.
Outstanding artist.
What?
The road to elimination is here, and the pressure has
Ah!
never been higher. A chilling monster portrait challenge forces our artists into the shadows,
This isn't the same way I paint at home. I can't do the same steps.
while a mixed media abstract challenge demands bold creativity.
If you do
Are you serious? They're dragging this out for another freaking week? They did the whole. Oh my God. Cheating was in like the thumbnail for last week. Now they're. Oh my gosh. Now I'm irritated. You got to be kidding me.
one bad piece, then it can really bring you down.
And after this episode's accusations went public, tensions explode in a confrontation you won't want to miss.
I am not a cheater.
Only 2 episodes left
Aw.
until half our contestants are sent home. Who will rise and who will be forced?
Oh no. Give me drama. What's this? What's this?
This is the bariatric gelatin.
What the hell is this? Why is there an
recipe that
ad?
took me from 198 to 147. It's natural, simple, has.
Do you want to be?
No, thanks. I thought I have premium. Oh, why did it sign me out? Oh, that's annoying. What is this?
The outstanding artist? Looking a little.
Oh, this is the first episode. What the heck? What is going on with
In the
YouTube?
beginning, you were quick.
Okay, so the lady that just won. Here we go. Let's go back. She's gonna start crying.
You one bad piece, then it can really bring you down.
And after this, it's bold.
This isn't the.
Pressure has never been
Where
higher.
is it?
A chilling monster portrait challenge forces our artists into the shadows,
This isn't the same way I paint at home. I can't do the same steps.
while a mixed media abstract challenge demands bold creativity.
If you do one bad piece, then it can really bring you down.
And after this episode's accusations went public, tensions explode in a confrontation you won't want to miss.
I am not a cheater.
Okay, so that's what it is. This lady, they accused her of cheating. The one that won. Okay, I get it because the challenge was that they had to do the basic like blocking in everything and then going over it and then subtracting out the highlights, which that one girl made a good point. She's like, well, why would I do that when I have white buildings like that? It would have saved me a lot of time, which she made a good point. But I thought the cheating was gonna be over the hand drawing because she didn't really draw her hand, she drew a banana, which, I mean, could just be being smart. Are they milking it? Probably, but, let's, so what they also do is they do this, like, live stream after. So after the episode's over, they do, like, an after show. Is this it? No, episode 3. Did they do episode 4? Here we go. So they do episode 4 where they talk about it. Let's watch a little bit of it.
Okay, so art has a deep way of testing your confidence. One bad piece, one harsh critique, and maybe you're questioning everything. So far in these after shows, we've talked about mindset under pressure. We've talked about, the comparison trap. Last week, we talked about having thick skin and not letting outside voices hijack your confidence. Today, we're going to talk about a lot of things. We'll let the conversation flow. But we're gonna also unpack why bouncing back is a skill that can separate good artists from outstanding ones. So, because resilience isn't about.
Okay, it doesn't look like they're gonna be I'll this is something that I like to listen to when I'm doing my hair in the morning because it takes me, like, at least an hour to do my hair. So, I listen to these things while I get ready. But, yeah, this is a behind the scenes where they talk a little bit more. If you guys want to watch it, I will wrong thing. I will put the link in the chat for you. Here you guys go. You guys can go and check it out. Also, make sure you guys subscribe to this channel. This is the channel that, the show is hosted on. It's, you know, it's frustratingly good. But I'm excited to see. Oh, look. Hey, Woden Shot, if you're still in the chat, look, here is a video where they paint an owl. You wanna see that? Let's see, your subject looks pasted on because of this. So look, I think she's fixing how to paint an owl. You can go and check that out, Woden Shot. But overall, this episode, like, I really just wish that they would do just the 1-hour episodes. If you guys go over to their playlists, you can see the previous season. So this is Outstanding Artist season 1, season 2, which is my favorite. Season 2 is my favorite. They have so much fun in the challenges. They're in this, like, big warehouse, like, studio. All the people are really fun. Even, like, the layout of the studio, I just like it. They do, like, these fun challenges in it where, like, they have to go out into, like, the woods and get stuff. Season 2 is my favorite out of all 4 seasons so far, and, it's season 1 is a close contender. Season 3 was my least favorite just because, like I said before, there was a lot of crying, which I'm like, I don't know, it just season 2 is just fun. And if you guys wanna watch it, I'd recommend it. It's over in their playlist section. So season 1, if you wanna see, like, the family that's behind, the Milan Art Institute, they're the Milans. They all pretty much complete except for the oldest daughter and the mom. Those 2 don't compete, but the 2 younger daughters, the dad and the son all compete. And then Jake, who's the host of this show, he competes as well. But it's fun because you kinda, like, get to know the family, but season 2 is the best. Season 3, it's good, but like I said, lots of crying. And, this season, I don't like the format of it, and it's not as fun in my opinion, but I get it, they're trying to be more professional. But I would have liked the hour-long episode and not splitting it up. But this is, this has been fun, guys. Please smash the like button if you haven't already. If you are watching on YouTube, if you are watching over on Twitch, well, hello to all of you guys watching on Twitch. I appreciate all of you guys hanging out over there. And thank you to everybody that's watching over on the Twatters as well. I am actually going to call it a night because we finished watching this. The stream for next week's episode, I might have to move it until later in the week. I will keep you guys posted on if I end up doing that because I like to keep these at like 8 o'clock on Mondays, but I might have to change it just because I'm going out of town this weekend and we might stay a little bit longer because there's family that's visiting from out of state and we might stay up north just a little bit longer to spend more time with them, but I will keep you guys posted on that. No, don't leave us. But the show is done. The show is done. I finished reacting to the episode. So it's time for me to go bye-bye. But guys, please leave me a comment after the stream is over. Please smash the like button. It really helps me out on the algorithm. And if you guys don't want to miss another stream, please make sure that that little bell next to the subscribe button is set to all, that we guys actually get notifications when I do videos and live streams. And until next time, everyone, I hope you guys all have a great night, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And may the force be with you, because we are really, 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 really going to need it.